Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Agent Gamer. So, FZero, the futuristic, hyper-speed, explosive racing game for the Super Nintendo. It's remembered fondly by Nintendo fans, and the series as a whole has been one of the main discussions of series Nintendo needs to bring back. It's even got a pretty good score on Metacritic. Not that that really means anything. Well, 30 years after its release, does it still hold up? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is FZero. But first, what is FZero? Well, according to the game manual, and to sum it up a bit shorter, it's the year 2560, and Earth now does trades, technology transfers, and cultural interchange on an interplanetary basis. You know, like how Earth is always shown in futuristic stories like Star Wars or Futurama. A bunch of multi-billionaires decide to hold an intergalactic competition similar to F1 races, but call it FZero instead. These races consist of super speedy hover cars, death traps, and crazy courses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not a very exciting story, but it sets the premise for the game. So, let's meet our characters. There's only 4 playable characters in this game. Starting with the most popular one, we got Captain Falcon, who drives the Blue Falcon. Nothing is really known about him other than he's also a bounty hunter. That's it. Kind of boring really, but it makes it that much more amazing that Masahiro Sakurai was able to turn Captain Falcon into such an iconic character in Super Smash Bros. Using almost nothing from Captain Falcon's game and all of Sakurai's imagination. Next we got Dr. Stewart, who drives the Golden Fox. His biography is kind of funny because it spends the whole time just shitting on this poor guy's car. His dad made him the car, give the guy a break. Next we got Pico, who drives the Wild Goose. Pico, who is oddly enough the only alien-looking creature in this game, is a skilled aggressive pilot and is a rumored hitman. And lastly, we got Samurai Garo. He drives the Fire Stingray. He's the leader of a gang of thieves, and is likely that his race machine isn't even his. You get a little bit more insight of the racers by reading the short little comic that's included in the manual. It's mostly about Captain Falcon, but all the racers appear.
This is no game! My butt is on the line!
Using the "this is no game in a video game" cliche. Now you'll learn how men do battle, says the man that shoots people.
I hate losing to any driver whose blood is red.
That's racist.
I shall win to honor beautiful women everywhere.
I don't know why I made him sound like that. I guess his character is a ladies' man? Maybe they just ran out of generic dialogue for him. Anyway, let's get to that gameplay. So press B to accelerate, Y or X to brake, the D-pad to move left or right, and press the L and R triggers to shift the weight of the vehicle. For every lap that you complete, you'll get a turbo boost power-up. By pressing the A button, you'll go even faster than the already crazy hyperspeed that you're going. All in all, the controls aren't too hard to figure out. However, there are a few game mechanics that separate FZero from other racing games. First off, you might have noticed the power bar in the top corner of the screen. That's essentially your health bar. A health bar in a racing video game? What? Yeah, and man, there's quite a few things that can hurt you. If you start bumping into walls or even other vehicles, you'll get your power drained really quick. There's some areas where you'll be able to regain a bit of power, but you'll still have to rely on your skills to complete races with the least amount of harm possible. With these crazy bumper car effects though, good luck. Seriously, you can be driving perfectly ahead of the race, but one small bump can ruin the whole race for you. And what happens when your vehicle loses all its power? Does it just stop working? No, you freaking explode and die instead! Jesus! In the bottom corner of the screen, you'll notice how many lives you got. If your car explodes, you mess up a jump and don't land on the track, or if you just don't make it to at least 3rd place, you lose one of your lives. Wah wah. As you collect certain amounts of points, because yes, there are points you can get here, you gain more lives. So FZero has 3 different Grand Prix to go through: the Knight League, Queen League, and the King League. There's 3 different difficulty settings too, with the 4th one, the most difficult Master Class mode, being an unlockable. Though, why would you want to make the game even harder is beyond me. There's of course a time trial mode, and there's a screen to check out your records. And that's really all there is to say about FZero. So, do I like the game? Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, No, not really. F-Zero isn't really my cup of tea, but before I talk about my personal negatives, let me give praise to the things I think this game does right. First off, the visuals. This game looks pretty awesome. It's fast-paced, but designed in a way where you can easily control your car, but still feel like you're going almost 400 miles per hour. There were even a few times where I legitimately felt carsick because of this. The music is also really great here. It's probably the best part of the game. It's got a lot of great action racing tunes. So I'm quite impressed with the game's presentation, however, I'm not a fan of the gameplay itself. The bumper car physics mostly kill it for me. I personally feel like the game is almost luck-based in that aspect. When I'm in first place, leading the race, driving a good pace, but then get bumped by a car and get all displaced, it kinda kills my mood. I end up getting beat to hell and I'm hoping I can just finish the race. And some of the tracks are a bit tricky. Some are fun tricky with crazy sharp turns that you gotta maneuver around, that's fine, but some are too easy to get pulled into the sides and get damaged. If there wasn't a health bar and I didn't have to worry about my car exploding, it might be a bit different. But that's not the case. It's not just about racing, but it's about surviving the race as well. Which, when I say this out loud, sounds like a pretty good concept for a video game. But when I actually play F-Zero, I'm not really having that much fun. I suppose I prefer a more standard racing game. If I do feel like playing a competitive car-bashing game, I think of Super Mario Kart rather than this. Maybe F-Zero would be more fun in two-player mode. But there is no two-player mode. This is a single-player only game. How did they let that happen? Regardless, this game isn't for me. Maybe it's because, to be blunt, I'm not very good at the game. I've heard from some people that the game just has to click with you. Well, it hasn't with me. And it isn't from the lack of trying. I mean, I do have F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64 and F-Zero GX for the Nintendo GameCube. While I did have more fun with F-Zero GX, this game can be hard as hell. I can't even pass the second stage of its story mode. So maybe it's something I'm just not getting. Or maybe there's a reason we haven't seen an F-Zero game in about 16 years. I don't know. I'd be open to it if Nintendo ever made a sequel, but I wouldn't be too heartbroken if they didn't. I think F-Zero is a great game in theory. I think the game is a bit overrated, but then again, maybe I'm just not very good at it. But these are just my opinions. What do you guys think? What do you think of F-Zero? You love it? You hate it? Think it's overrated? Underrated? Let me know in the comments below. I thank you guys for watching. Don't miss out on future videos, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button. And I will see you guys all on the next one. Take it easy.